I think it's a matter of course, there are tons of companies in China that manufactures cars that don't have the licensing, but they're at the same time they're limited by the number of countries or number of areas that they can sell in.
You mentioned licensing, and this is like a boilerplate question I ask all the brands so far. Why is it important? Because there's a big debate in the community, and I'm sure maybe you might be familiar with some of it, but it's brought out some, I don't care about licenses, and some are like, dude, license is everything, because then, people are doing their due diligence. What is Tarmac's Works stance? Because I know Tarmac's Works gets a lot of licenses. What is y'all's stance on the license?
Well, as a brand, the licensing, of course, is important, because just from a business point of view, in order to be able to have your product sold on a global basis, just getting into different countries and things like that. For example, Japan is quite strict, and the US is quite strict on those things. So you do need the licensing in order to sell on those grounds. So I think it's a matter of course, there are tons of companies in China that manufactures cars that don't have the licensing, but they're at the same time they're limited by the number of countries or number of areas that they can sell in. So from a brand perspective, we do want that licensing, and the other part is you're getting. In most cases, you're getting official support from that brand, because you are paying a licensing fee. So, for example, when we work with Pagani or Koenigsegg, they are giving you their 3D data. So you're getting the most accurate data that you can get to reproduce that car. Otherwise, it's going to be more I would say, an interpretation of a certain car, so the accuracy will be hindered by that. So,
that's a good point.
But from a collector's standpoint, I think it's a tougher argument, because it kind of doesn't matter, like as a collector, of course, because you're just buying that car. But of course, if going a little bit deeper, is that you're kind of respecting the brands or the people who actually are working with official data, official brand. You are respecting that we are going through that process, or brands are going through that process to produce the most accurate car out there, rather than an interpretation. So yeah, I think the non-licensing stuff is always going to be there. For 64 scale, it's been kind of outrageous, to be honest. But again, I think for us, we kind of keep that sort of separated now, and we don't really. We sometimes just laugh at it. It's like, okay, they're doing that, but all we can do is just to try to do the best that we can on our cars, make it as accurate as possible, and again, having that official support. Like, for example, for Pagani, they actually have our cars at their museum, at their factory tour.
Oh, wow!
After people go through the factory tour, when they visit their factory, they can see our cars there. So you're never going to get that with a non-licensed brand. So those are the sort of the little perks and making it official. That's to the brand. So yeah, we're more trying to build a brand, rather than, okay, let's just make some cars and just sell it really quickly. But because the brand value also stands for something, at least in my books, it does. So.